welcome to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're back. I'm so excited to partner with H-E-B today to help you all holiday even brighter. You know, so many traditions are born in the kitchen. Now that the holidays are here, it is the perfect time to get in the kitchen with your family and celebrate old traditions and start some new ones. In our family, this homemade no-knead bread is definitely one of our traditions. We make it really all year round, but especially around the holidays, having a warm loaf of bread come right out of the oven is so special, and I think you're really gonna love this one. Let's get started. Homemade no-knead bread, what do you need? We'll start with H-E-B bread flour. You can also use all-purpose flour, but the flour has a higher gluten content and a higher protein content, making it a little bit better for baking bread. We'll also need some yeast. I use instant yeast, also called bread machine yeast, and this is best for what we're doing today, which is making the no-knead bread in 4 to 6 hours. Now that is super fast. There's some other recipes for no-knead bread where you leave it overnight, and those are wonderful as well. You can use traditional yeast for that, but for this quick recipe, you really do need the instant yeast, also called bread machine yeast. And you do want to store this in the refrigerator and make sure you have a fresh jar, because yeast can go bad, and if it does, then your bread won't rise. So get some fresh instant yeast and keep it in the fridge. We'll also need salt, warm water, and then a little bit of olive oil for the bowl. So it's very simple. I also want to show you all how to make one of our other favorite things that goes great with the bread, and that's homemade butter. It's so easy and the kids love doing it. For that, you'll need heavy whipping cream and a jar with a lid. We'll also put maybe a pinch of salt, and then you can flavor it if you want with a little honey. You could do some strawberry jam. You could do some rosemary and garlic. So lots of opportunities to get creative there. For the pan, we're using this beautiful kitchen and table medium cookie sheet. And this works great for so many things, all kinds of cookies, and also for this no-knead bread. So you can find this at H-E-B in their housewares section. It's Kitchen and Table by H-E-B. Okay, enough talking. Let's get cooking. So first, we'll just need 3 cups of bread flour. And the best way to measure flour is to either scoop it with a spoon, or you can also just scoop it with your measuring cup. So we'll just scoop out 1 cup, and we'll do 2 more. There's 2, and there is 3. Okay, got 3 cups bread flour. Next we'll add 1 teaspoon of the instant yeast. Now we'll add 1.5 teaspoons salt. And then give that a quick stir. Next is warm water, and what that will do is start to activate the yeast and help this rise quicker. So I'm going to get 1¼ cup warm water, and we're going to pour that in with our flour, yeast, and salt, and then we'll just stir this together. And it's very sticky and very thick, so be ready for that. You're going to have to get your hands messy. Okay, so here is our ball of dough. Got that together. Now normally when you're making traditional bread, you would have to knead this for probably 10 minutes, and that it's not hard, but it takes a little work. So I love that this is no knead. You don't have to knead it. You just bring it together into this nice little ball, and then we're going to put it in a clean bowl. So let me grab that. I've got a clean bowl here. We're just going to drizzle a little olive oil around the sides. There we go. And then we'll put our ball of dough right there in the olive oil, kind of rub it around in it, make sure it gets a little oil on it, and then we'll just set it in the bowl, cover it with some saran wrap, and let that rise. And we're gonna let that rise for about 4 to 6 hours. 6 is better. You want it to double in size, so it'll be right at the top of this bowl, and then you're ready to bake. Now, I do have one that I made earlier, and it is ready to bake. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. We'll take the plastic wrap off, and can you see how it rose up, and it's nice and bubbly and tall, and so this is ready to bake. So what we're going to do is preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and then I'm going to put some of this H-E-B nonstick foil on the cookie sheet. You can use parchment as well. we'll take this bread dough, and what you're gonna do is just pull it away from the sides, like that. Bring it into another ball, and we'll pull that out. We're gonna set it on this foil and let that sit for about 30 minutes. And this will give it one more chance to kind of rise up, and then we'll bake it. Okay, now my daughter is gonna demonstrate how we make the butter, because this is one of her favorite things to do. So we'll start with heavy whipping cream, and then we need a jar with a lid, and you need to stretch out because you're using a lot of muscles in this. So let's just pour the heavy whipping cream in the jar. You wanna do that for me?
Mm-hmm.
And you can make as much or as little as you want. We're gonna go pretty full because we use this a lot, and it's so good. You can use it, you know, in place of regular butter for anything. So we'll put the lid on the jar like that. And then it's very, very complicated, isn't it? How you make it. Did you know I learned this in preschool?
You did?
I did. I learned it in preschool, and we got to put it on little crackers, and the teacher told my mom, she was like, Marie loves that butter. So here we are making it again. You never know what you learn in preschool, you may actually apply in your real life. Oh, so she's showing you the technique. You shake it. And you keep shaking it and shaking it and shaking it until the butter, the fat in the butter, separates from the buttermilk. Right, first it'll go to whipped cream, and then it'll totally separate, and you'll have this milk, and then you'll have this blob of butter. And all you need to do is strain that out, strain out the buttermilk, and you'll be left with this nice homemade creamy butter. This can take a while, but put your kids on it and they'll burn some excess energy. It's a great thing for the holidays when you're all cooped up inside. So I'll take over. Okay, thank you for your help. Mwah.
Love you.
Love you. The bread is ready to bake. So for a little decoration, I'm just going to take a nice sharp knife and make 4 little slits. And you don't have to do this. I just do it for little decorations. 4 slits in kind of a T pattern. And then we will pop that in the oven and bake for about 40 minutes. Okay, the bread is ready. It looks gorgeous. It smells amazing in here. We'll just set that down, let it cool for maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we'll cut a slice. All right, the bread is cool enough to handle, so we'll put it here and cut a slice. Can't wait to try it. Everything smells so good, and you've got this warm, crusty bread. Goes well with anything. Oh my gosh. So good. We put our butter in one of these kitchen and table locking storage containers, which I just love. Then we'll get some of that nice, fresh, creamy butter. Spread that on the bread. Oh my gosh. So good. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we made this easy, delicious, homemade, no-knead bread. It is such a special tradition. This also makes a great gift. You can wrap it up in a parchment, in a bag with a bow, and give that to a neighbor or a friend, because while we may not be celebrating with our friends and family over the holidays this year, we can still show them how much they mean to us by giving a fresh loaf of warm bread and homemade butter. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and the bell button for notifications, because we've got lots more videos coming up with easy recipes just like this from HEB.